Hey Rockstars, Rich Sambuca here. Welcome to Sambuca Rocks Live. Today's show is going to be about uh, back when you were growing up. What was that moment from listening to kiddie music, AM radio, pop radio, whatever you want to call it, to your transitioning moment? Okay, I actually had two of them in my early life. I grew up in a musical family. My everybody loved music in my family. My mother, my father loved dancing, everything. And my older brothers, they influenced my listening quite a bit. And um, I was born in 1963, so I grew up. We listened to the Beatles, and then later on, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and of course, the scariest person on earth, Alice Cooper. But uh, I also listen to what my parents listened to, which, you know, my father played guitar, Johnny Cash, B.B. King, a lot of blues. But I also enjoyed AM radio. Whenever we were in the car with our parents, we sang along to whatever, Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods, you know, Bee Gees, ABBA later in the 70s, and, you know, Don McLean, American Pie, you know, anything that was on, Helen Reddy, Delta Dawn, just whatever was in the car, we listened to and we enjoyed it. And when I was young, my absolute heroes were the Partridge Family, the Osmonds, and the Jackson Five, because obviously we're all kind of the same age, David Cassidy being a little bit older. But so so I grew up with all that. But back in late 1975, my transitioning moment came when my oldest brother, Tommy T-Bone Sambuca, came home with two albums. And he said, "Stop what you're listening to. I want you to check this out." So he had the two albums in his hand, and he handed me one of the albums, and it was this album right here. I'm like, Kiss? What is that? And my eyes became glued to this guy right here. This silver haired guy. I was transfixed. I couldn't take my eyes off this guy. I'm like, who in the world is that? I already knew Alice Cooper. There was only one guy in the band that wore makeup. It was just Alice himself. But here was all four. Was this guy a cat? What's this? Like a scary monster guy? Who's this guy? What is it? Like, I didn't know. I was mesmerized, totally blown away. Didn't hear a single note of any of it. But this guy right here caught my imagination. I was hooked just on the look alone. I was like mesmerized. I had no idea what I was in for. Now, he says, hang on a minute. And he hands me this album, Kiss Alive. Right? Now, this is 1975, so this was brand new at the time. This was his, I actually have his original album. And it's as you can see, it's still Casablanca Records. Uh, so he puts the live album on first. And then he says, hey, check this out. Right? He opened it up, looking like, oh my God, who are these crazy people? Crazy, crazy. And there he was, the silver-haired guy right there. Like, whoa, lightning bolts on his pants. Who is this? It was just amazing. The shoes, the whole image. And then he put the album on, and it was just, you wanted the best, you got the best. The hottest band in the world. Like, the hottest band in the world. Who says that? Nobody says that. They say it, and they meant it. They meant it in spades. So he puts it on, then he goes, hey, hold on, there's something better. Check this out. It comes with a book. Like, a book? What do you mean? Right? It comes with a book. Like, you gotta be kidding me. What's in the book? Bam. Live concert shots. Like, mesmerized. Look at this. Explosions. It's breathing fire. What is it? What? Spitting blood. The whole 9 yards. It was just absolutely insane. But And of course, the silver-haired guy right there just absolutely blew me away. So I couldn't understand what I was listening to and seeing with the whole, you know, this. But that was one transformation, and I never looked back. Michael Jackson, the Osmonds, Partridge Family, they went by the wayside. And I was 12 years old, and after that, it was game on, total game changer. And as you can see, behind me, it's those of you who do know me know that it's been insanity ever since for 50 plus years. So 51 years actually. So anyway, what was your transformation moment? Please comment. I would love to hear your answers, and then maybe we could discuss some of it. See how interesting it would be to hear your transformation stories. I would love to hear from all. Okay? All right. Sambuca Rocks live. We will see you on the next one. Part 2 is coming up next week. Talk to you later. Peace.